Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show, and this is just a little babbling, kind of tell you what I'm doing. I have to apologize for my most recent videos, and the audio has been poor. Sometimes the video is poor. So about, let's see what time it is. About 4 hours ago, I came down here to my workshop. It's almost 7 o'clock now, and I said, okay, I'm going to see if I can fix this. Because what has evolved is originally I had a setup in my office for doing my videos. And then most of my antennas come into my workshop. And so I said, I should be testing radios and stuff down in my workshop where I have all those options for antennas. Um, I'm going to turn, this is another problem. I'm going to turn that fan off. That fan and the air conditioner is another problem. Luckily, it's starting to cool down, so I can turn that fan off um, at least first thing in the morning. It's 82 degrees here in my workshop, and I think it's about 75 outside. So anyway, I moved some of my stuff down here. And what I was using, and I'm going to do a lot of moving around in this show, I was using that computer. That's an old Optiplex, Dell Optiplex 755, which was given to me, I think it's either a dual core or a quad core. And it was adequate at the time, especially since I wasn't using like this OBS software I'm using right now, and I wasn't trying to show you SDRs on the screen at the same time. So it was adequate, but sometimes I struggled. It was connected to my best camera. I had moved my best camera, my best webcam down here, which is a Logitech 920. So that was connected to that. I also had my best microphone, which is right here, studio microphone, connected to that. And that's what I was doing shows with. And as long as I didn't exceed the CPU capacity, they were pretty good audios as far as video and audio. Content, well, that's another thing. So anyway, a couple of months ago, a friend of mine updated one of my computers. Well, I bought a whole bunch of new hardware he installed. He got it working and everything. And he took the old hardware, which was still pretty good, it's an i5 processor, and put it in a new case for me and put in an upgraded video card that he had replaced. It was kind of mediocre where the one that was in there was bottom line. So that gave me another system. And I thought, that's a powerful machine now. I'm going to take it down here in the workshop and set it up and do my shows with it. I could do, multiple things. I could have SDR Play running, SDR Uno running and all kinds of things. And I've been doing it. But I just kind of threw it together. And the last couple of videos I did, I struggled with the audio especially. Now, the video was not the highest resolution, but it was okay because it was the bottom end webcam from Logitech, a 210. It was just kind of a spare one I used. Excuse me. So I moved this morning. I said, okay, I'm going to try to fix things because the audio has been screwed up. I tried to use the microphone that's built into the 210 to do the show on the radio that's over there underneath that towel. And because it was way over there, away from my workbench and this microphone, I had to use some other microphone. So I used the camera microphone. And I got too close to the camera because I was trying to manipulate the knobs on the radio. So the audio was terrible. At times the audio was terrible. And I got a couple of comments saying, Tom, your audio really sucks. Which I agree, it did. It did. But I had taken that setup, disconnected everything before I looked at the show and discovered the audio was bad. So I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and upload that one, even though the audio is bad. So this morning, starting about 3 or 4 hours ago, I said, I got to fix this mess. So number one, I moved the better webcam, the 920, over to the new computer, which is what I'm operating right now. And because I'm running Windows 10, but I'm running an old version of Windows 10. It's like the June version of Windows 10, which doesn't have the audio screw up that they did on the later version. And I'm not going to update it. So I'm leaving it right now with the old audio devices. Although I do have another audio problem that I've introduced. So when I went to run this webcam on this computer with Windows 10, I was going for the old computer has Windows 7, which I wish I had never gone away from. It says you need the new software. So I said, okay. So I downloaded the new Logitech software, which really looked nice. And I did some recordings, and I could not get any audio. Even though on the bottom of the control panel for the camera, there was a LED bar that was moving, indicating that there was audio. There was nothing in the recording. I tried different inputs on the computer, tried different microphones, nada. So I was panicking. So I thought, well, you know, as OBS, which is what I'm running right now, has saved my buns before. So let me see if OBS will work. So I opened up OBS, set it up for the new camera, set it up for other audio input devices, and it's working. Now, once I got that going, I tried different devices. I tried this cheapo, you barely see it, this cheapo lapel microphone, which I've lost the clip, so I can't clip it onto me. Let me get me out of the camera, guys, that's horrifying. And the audio was terrible. And I don't know why, because I've used this before and it wasn't too bad. So that's out, forget that. I tried, this is a headset microphone for gaming, which I bought 100 years ago. It's cheap. I think I paid $25 for it. Audio, no good. I have, this is a Logitech headset, but it's USB only. So I'm like, boy, that could mess up a lot of things if I plug that in. So I haven't tried that. So I went back to this. And like I mentioned before, the disadvantage is this is kind of fixed. Now I could move it, but then I'd have to hold it in my hand, and I'm not that coordinated. So I have to be very careful, and I've used this on recent shows, but I moved around, I moved back so that the audio wasn't very loud. I moved forward so I was too close to it. And so that's a no-no. You got to have a constant distance and then set the audio level for that distance. So that was one problem. And I just recorded this whole show, 15 minutes of it, and I noticed I was too far away or I didn't have the audio level high enough. So the audio was clear, but it was too low. So I'm doing it over again. So right now, that is my setup. I'm using this microphone. It goes through a mixer, which is hidden back here. Get the camera around here if I break something. Okay, there's the mixer right there. So it's going through that mixer. Main thing the mixer is doing for me is it's giving me a little boost on treble and a little reduction on bass because I have a very, very, very bass voice. So that mixer's helping me there. Also, the mixer has got the input from this radio here, the 800, into that so that I can pipe that in and record it instead of having to record the output of the speaker to the microphone, which is not good either. So that's kind of fixed. So I'm trying to get things set up properly. Now, This is the next problem. And it's is if you'll look here. Now look there, you can see. Now those are just cables hanging, so don't worry about that. But there's cables going behind this computer and down to my other computer, which is on the floor. Now you look behind my monitor and oh my gosh, what a mess. That is antennas, probably 6 or 7 antennas coming in. And that is USB cables. That is audio cables. It's a mess. It's a total mess. I got to clean up that mess. Could be affecting my shortwave listing because those cables are laying on top of each other or wrapped around each other, and it could be inducing RF noise. So I got to clean that up. So that's about it. I just kind of wanted to let you know that I'm trying to fix things. I apologize. I mean, I agree. The audio recently has been poor. It could be poor on this one. I don't know until I actually finish the recording. And I'm not going to record it again. This is the second time over 10 minutes of recording. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. The other thing is, when I removed this microphone from upstairs, I replaced it with another inexpensive microphone that somebody sent me. I'm sorry. I've been talking too long. And it was working pretty good, but I knocked over the microphone stand with the microphone, and I think that did something to that microphone. Also, on that setup upstairs, 2 months ago when I did a Windows update, the audio is screwed up. And it's intermittent. Sometimes it works okay. Sometimes it's just okay. Sometimes it's terrible. I get feedback through the speakers. It's a nightmare. So now that it's getting cooler weather, I'm going to do most of my recordings down here. So that's why I'm trying to clean up my act down here in my workshop. That's it. I think I've babbled enough. I won't ask you to give me a thumbs up because this is just me trying to make excuses for all my recent screwy, gotta be careful what I say, messed up shows. That's it. Have a great day. I hope this one came out okay. Bye-bye.